Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hairymuppet. Welcome back to another Factorio Bob's Angels stream, and today we're going to be building the Mega Ball. And I've actually been making a few notes offline, not actually doing anything in the game, but just making a few notes. And the first thing I've realized is that we can't do the fancy pants plan that I was going to do before. So where anytime a train is fully loaded, if the unload station isn't ready for it yet, then we send it off to the depot because, well, first of all, you can see what it did to our existing depot. It's backed up like crazy. So we're going to fix this first of all. And I realized that we needed to do this anyway. So we're going to set all of these to have a limit of 1. And copy and paste that. And we're also going to be clearing these out a little bit. The problem is, yeah. So the way to clear these out is they're just sitting here. So we just grab them and then send them back to the load station. They're already full, but it'll get them out of this station. And then eventually this will start clearing itself out. So eventually this will probably clear itself out, but it would take a fair long while, and this will speed it up considerably. So what we're going to do with the Mega Base is we're literally just going to make normal stations. We're not going to make any crazy stations that do anything crazy. We're just going to have normal stations and a fair amount of station blocks. So you can see we're starting to clear up a little bit here. Looks like these trains are all... See, some of these trains are legitimately in there. If they're empty, then they're supposed to be there. This guy can move along. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of this. All the full trains will just send back. And in case you're wondering, this was just an experiment for us. Basically, trying to see what would happen if we took all the full station, or the full trains that were sitting at a load station, and sent them off to a depot. And what happens is the depot gets full really, really, really quickly. So my plan is to basically just have normal stations, and we are going to set up a few depots. A few more depots around the base. In key locations, I think. Okay, so hopefully that should start seeing this traffic jam start to fix itself up. You just go back to load. You go back to load. Because, yeah, what I realized is the problem with the depots having more than one limit is you could have, for example, all the depot stations loaded, and then you have an iron ore train in the waiting bay of the depot, and then the iron ore train suddenly needs to be used, and it can't be used because it's sitting in the waiting bay of the depot station, and it's got nowhere to go. Except through, but to go through, all the other depot trains have to get out of the way, so it's not great. Alright. That was, I'm going to say, pretty good. I'm not sure why some of these... This train is blocked behind this one, which is really annoying. And this one is blocked behind this one. Okay. Oh, that's an empty one, so it definitely does belong in the depot, but... I don't know what to do with that one. Drive remotely. Okay. Here we go. So that one freed up a lot of space. These ones should all start sorting themselves out slowly. These guys definitely need to go back. These guys definitely need to go back. You definitely need to go back. And you definitely need to go back. Alright. Okay, so we're still seeing a lot of traffic here, but a lot of it's empty. So, and this one has already been cleared out. Coal's already been cleared out. So hopefully these should clear themselves out fairly quickly. It looks like this station is still quite a lot of a problem. I'm just going to set this to unload. It'll clear it out, allow that to go through, hopefully allow a few to go through. It'll do nothing, but that's fine. Okay, so our plan for today, as the episode title suggests, is just to... What is this? Titanium. Okay. Is just going to be making the Mega Ball. So we'll have a crack at that. Actually, we'll go to our notes. So did that. More depot blocks. Not sure exactly how to do that. Glass, we already did. 600. Logistics science is on the way at the moment. Need another 350 or so, but that should be created with all the goods we got left. And all of this fancy logic here is no longer needed. And instead of making these active provider, we'll just make them passive provider, and then we'll just have a regular train station there. So you... I don't know, actually. Get rid of that. Send it off to refuel. And we don't need this mall pickup anymore because we're not going to use it. And then these will just become regular stations. So we're going to do the basics, which is iron sheet coils, copper sheet coils, copper wire coils, tin sheet coils. I may be doing a few more things that we don't really need, but tinned wire coils. I'm going to just do a spread. I'm not going to do solder. Because as far as I know, solder is just an intermediate product required for intermediate things. So, yeah. Actually, what do we need next? Oh, the obvious ones. Basic circuit boards. Green circuit boards. And red circuit boards. And let's try and get a few more of these done. Obviously, batteries we need. I'm not going to try and set these out in a particular order to make them all beautiful. And I probably should, but it's very hard to do that unless you know everything you need well in advance, which we kind of don't. So let's have a look. Carbon, we probably need carbon, but for the mall, I don't actually know if we need carbon, so I'm not going to get it. And I mean, we could get lead, but I don't The only thing I know that okay, steel. We definitely need steel. So steel sheet coils. And let's get one more good. I mean, we know we need bronze and brass, but we're not making them at the moment, so we can't get them. Monosilicon, I think the only thing we need that for, off the top of my head, is solar panels, and we're going to be making them somewhere else. You know what? I'm going to leave the last one blank. So then, we don't need these belts anymore. I don't believe we need that power pole anymore. Yeah, that power pole isn't there in the original blueprint. Alright, so we can get rid of that. And all of this other stuff. And I think the plan is going to be... still got this, so... Yoink, yoink, yoink. And then... T intersection. Alright. And stations. No, that's not what we want. Rail station. Boom, boom, boom. And if that's not enough for the mall, then we'll put some more up here at the top of the mall. Okay. This is my mall train. Oh, this is silver. Where's my mall train? Gone. I'm not sure. I've lost it. Why are we over here? Surely the mall train didn't get lost over here. Maybe it did. Still can't believe we got trains getting stuck over here. This one's stuck probably because we don't have any lead scrolls at the moment. This one's... Can just go back to load, please. This is why it's bad to have depot stations with a limit, because you end up with no limit, sorry, because you end up with like 7 trains all behind the one station, and they just can't figure it out. Are you going to get... That should have reset it to a separate depot, but it didn't. Oh. Please tell me I actually fixed the... I did fix the interrupt last episode, so we got no more trains being sent, but... Where are these trains waiting behind? 2 of them waiting behind this one. You know what? You need to go refuel. You're desperately low on fuel. You need to go refuel. And you need to reload. And you need to reload. And they all need to reload. Okay. The only problem is I didn't really block this area up. So I think this is... Outside the stations, this underside area is all just one big block. Which does make it very slow for this sort of operation, but for normal train operation, it's fine. Alright. The main line is pretty much empty, so we're going to stop worrying about this too much. Alright. So, let's get back to this, which is at 400. We need 250 more. 0.1 per second. So that's 2,500 seconds, which is 250 divided by 6, which is approximately... $40 minutes? Really? So either 4 minutes or 40 minutes, but I have a feeling it's 40 minutes because, yeah, 2,500 seconds. Yes, 40 minutes. Well, regardless, it should be done before we finish the stream, definitely. So, yeah. Now, we got the Mega Ball starting to be set up. We're going to see some trains coming in here soon. Done that. More depot blocks. I'm not sure exactly how I want to squeeze them in yet. Whether I don't really want to make them full blocks here. I kind of like to just squeeze them into the corner every now and then. Maybe off of this side, maybe off this side, not really sure, but could make them sideways, make them a bit more distinctive. But yeah. Okay. Silicon making steel, that's another one I wanted to do because yeah, this has I've been meaning to do this and I just flat out forgot. So we're going to do that now. Silicon ingots. Because, yeah, there is a much better recipe. This is a induction furnace 1, but what we can do is we can get a bunch of induction furnace 2s. And they get the second type of molten steel. And this one is much better because silicon ingots we're producing tons of. Steel ingots, not producing that many of, so. We're basically going to be doubling our throughput because right now we're taking in, this is using one red belt. So what we're going to do is 9, 18, 27, like so. Actually, no, we don't want to do that. So then and again, even though it's currently just yellow belts everywhere, we're building it for red belts. 4.5, and these are up to 5.29 because we did a little bit of research for them. All right, so molten steel. You need to be long. And that should still be 600 per second. 20 times... Wait, did I do the math wrong here? Yeah, because it's producing twice as much. So I think we can actually double this now. Yeah. Not exactly sure of the math, but we're just going to double it. And that will mean instead of building a quarter belt of... I think we were building a half yellow belt of iron of steel before, so now we should be building a full belt. Which is funny because I think engines uses a full belt anyway, but here we go. Silicon making steel is done. We did double check. Glass is looking pretty sweet. How are we constraining steel at all? We are constraining. Steel is being constrained pretty heavily. So heavily that we don't actually have room for a third train at the station. So I think we're going to do that. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, beautiful. Where are you going? Unload. Over here. Okay, main base. That is fine. Alright. So any day we should start to be seeing some stuff getting created here. But for now, I think we go over and I think we start doing the solar. Because solar is right at the top of our notes. Well, more depot blocks is actually up there as well. And that's probably kind of important because... How did I enter this vehicle? Was I driving that remotely? Okay. Apparently when you're driving something remotely, you end up entering it or something like that. It's very weird. But then I jumped out of it and I went back to my original location. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, because if we have a look now... I still got a few of these being jumped up. And unfortunately, once they've got their mind set on a depot, they kind of don't want to let that depot go. So I think it is time for all of you guys to go refuel. You may not know it, but you're very, very, very low on fuel. So you all need to go refuel. And hopefully we shouldn't have too many more issues. We just got one here. I have a feeling you need to refuel as well. You're very, very, very low on fuel. Over here, I'd see a bunch of trains that are low on everything. Go back to the load station, please. Oh, and you also need to refuel. You just need to go load. We should have sulfuric acid everywhere, and that one should just load. And there... Okay, it's not even waiting behind a depot. You're good, you're good. You're terrible. All 3 unload stops. Okay, well, I'm not sure how that happened, but it was inaccessible for a little bit, and then... Okay. How is that happening? I'm assuming they're complaining about this, but the rails are all built. Oh, okay. Because I got stations here, but I deconstructed here and here. That explains it. Okay, we'll ignore those for the second then. Looks like this is going up nice and quickly. Just need a few more machines to be built, and then we'll be good to go. And... Alright. Solar station. So this is going to be for solar panels and accumulators. One station to rule them all. We are not going to be building substations here. They'll just be built in the Mega Mall. We're not going to build high-level ones because we don't have aluminium plate yet. We don't have silver plate in a station. And honestly, the advanced circuit cost would probably cripple us because we're not doing a lot of advanced circuits. These require batteries we haven't even made yet. So we're just going to be doing... And it's really not worth it because this is 90 over 60. It's like 50% extra, but I think it's easiest just to build the original ones. So we do need 6 different goods for this. 6 different goods for this. And then 2 extra ones because the electronic circuit is already taken care of. So that's a total of 8. I do think we want 2 stations for the electronic circuits and 2 stations for the batteries. Copper plate, copper wire should be fine, even though they're huge because we're taking in the scrolls. Silicon wafer, again, it's a 6:1 ratio. Steel plate is fine, but the electronic circuits, yeah, they're really going to cook us. So, station unload. I don't have any idea if our base can support this, but if our base doesn't support it, then those will be the first stations that we start to upgrade to the red belts. And I think advanced circuits, we're definitely going to need to upgrade to the red belts as well. All right. So, copper, sheet coils, copper wire, coils, glass. What else did we need? Silicon, steel, iron. Silicon, steel. And I don't think we did iron yet, so yeah, iron. And then 2 stations doing batteries. And the good thing about this setup is we don't need an output station because they're just going to be outputting into huge provider chests. Which is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, well, we don't have any... We're not running out of bots and we're not running out of ingredients. So every single rail that's currently here has a bot assigned to it. And yeah, 2,500 bots. So they just need to make the trip. And once we get that logistics science up and running, these bots will be a hell of a lot faster. And we're definitely going to be upgrading the bots to blue bots in the mall. Once we get all the required goods, I think aluminium and brass and stuff like that. Whether we make brass on site or make it somewhere else, I'm not sure. But we can make it... I think we make it off-site. I think we make bronze and brass off-site and then just ship them in. I don't know if they're used for science, but yeah. Okay. Of course, this is going to be a fully belt-based solar and accumulator build. No, there's not going to be any robot-based builds outside of the Mega Ball. The Mega Ball is going to be the only one that's fully bot-based. I don't think we're going to use any... We might use a couple of belts. Just because we take all these goods... I already kind of got rid of them, but we can take all these goods, belt them up, and then put them in a provider chest a bit closer. Save the bots some travel time, but... Then again, if we take them out and then put them in a chest up there, then we've got 2 different storages. And that puts a little bit more pressure on the trains to keep these filled up, and it means there's a bit more blah, blah, blah. There's more stuff sitting in chests unnecessarily. So I think maybe we just keep those as provider chests and we'd be fine. Okay. So... let's start with the accumulators first. So we're going to measure this based on batteries, and we're going to measure this... Currently we've just got 1 yellow belt. I'm going to build it based on getting... We could build it based on 2 red belts. 2 red belts of this, and 2 red belts of that, and then we just expand later to take it into account. I think that's probably the smartest idea. So you are made in an assembly machine. So we just build that over here. So 0.75 a sec. We got approximately 60. And you know what? I'm going to build it for 30. We're going to build it for 2 yellow belts, and then we'll just double it later, or make it so that it can be easily doubled later. All right. Green circuits and iron we need barely any of. Yeah, so this is 2 red belts. We can... This is iron, right? Yep, this is iron. Okay. So let's say we had 60 batteries. 60 divided by 5 is 12. So we need 12 iron per second and 12 green circuits. So that's all we need. And we don't need to do near and far because it's just going a half the belt anyway. All right. Send a little bit of green over there, and we're good to go. Then we need... we don't have actually any logistics silos yet. That's one of the things that we're about to research. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in a silo for now. Because I do want a lot of stuff in here. And 2 inserters, and we just won't limit them. Okay. And so if we do 60 per second on batteries, then that means we're going to get 6 accumulators per second, which is less than 1/2 the belt. So we don't even have to bother making these near or far. And, well, technically we do still need 2 of those. Okay. All right, so we can save on power poles a little bit. And you are long. We'll make each thing just use both. All right. So for 30 per second, so 30 divided by 0.75. 30.75 is 40. Okay, so that's 6. 10. 30 and 40. And we double it later on if we decide if we're actually going to put 60 batteries per second in, then we'll double it. But as I said, we're only building 15 at the moment, so this is well, let's have a look. 15 is going to produce 1.5 accumulator per second, which means we produce 90 accumulators per minute, which means one of these will take about 8 minutes, which is not too bad. It's not too bad. All right, let's have a look at solar panels. So we're gonna, yeah. So we're doing approximately 6 per second, I think is what we said. Yeah, 40 times 0.7. Oh, that's actually only 3 per second. How did I get 6? I mean, if these are both 15, then yeah, it's doing 6, but technically it's going to be doing 3. Alright, well, we built it to do 6, so let's build this to do 6 as well. And then we'll double it later if we need to. Alright. 0.07 again. That's a crazy amount of ingredients, though. That really is. Okay. That produces 4.5, which is not quite the 2.7. So technically, we need this. Which I don't really like. All right, let's see if we can figure this out. All right. So we want 40 of these machines. I don't think we're just going to have one column of 40. We just can't. So if we have one column of 20, 20 times 1.35 is less than 30. 20 times 1.35 is less than 30. So we can have one green belt, one belt of green circuits, one belt of copper, 1/2 belt of steel. And this is going to be the silicon up here. Does that work out? We still need 4 input belts. My God. And that's for 20. That's for a stack of 20 of these. These guys use so many crazy things in here. Alright, well, let's give ourselves a bit more vertical room. We may need to start spacing these out a bit. We do have inserter reach now, so we can grab things from very far away. Alright, so I'm not going down to 10, a stack of 10, so we could do half for the green circuit. So green circuits gets its own belt. Copper wire gets its own belt. And we could get a copper uncurler in here somewhere, but that's a bit too complicated with the silicon stuff. So we're not going to do that. So we're going to say wonder if I can do this. I got a belt here. Alright, so these things need to be taking 3 goods off the left-hand side. And we can do a power pole here and a power pole there. Silicon. So we're going to have silicon. And you know what? We're just going to do that. So you are long, and you are regular long. You are regular long. No, you're going to be normal. You're going to be long. And you are going to be picking up from there. And we're going to have another one picking up from there and going all the way there. Picking up from there and going all the way there. Because these are, it's a 2 to 3. So this one needs to be going to both of these, and then this one needs to be going to both of these. Long. And you need to be going... No, you need to be grabbing from one of these two. Okay, so you need to be picking up from there. And then you just need to be normal. Now this funky setup makes it 2.57. We need 1.35. Okay. So you are 6.92, which is fine. 4.09. 6.92 and 5. Okay, so that's all fine. So basically we're going to put green circuits and copper wire down here. Might as well do this. Pick up. They could possibly be yellow, so let's just make them yellow. Even the yellow ones are 5.29. Well, because they're corner ones anyway. And then over here, and do this. And this. No, we're going to move this down by 1. And that way we can tile this very nicely. Kind of. We still got a gap there. So we're going to have a gap of 1, but that's fine. And then this is going to be glass and steel. Neither of which... Glass, steel, and copper, actually. So... again... Long. And that one works, and that one works. Okay, beautiful. I'm going to move this up a little bit more. So that's 3, and we said we needed 20 per line. 14, 17. How did I get up to 20 by counting groups of 3? That's 24. Okay. That's 21, and then we just need a second one. Not that we really have the green circuits to sort of handle this, but it's nice. We're starting to get some... Do we not have any battery trains yet? Doesn't look like it. All right, let's go grab some battery trains, shall we? Look at all these refueling trains. You need to go back there. You need to go back there. You guys... Apparently you can't go to the depot. Do we not have enough depot? We got plenty of depot spaces. What's going on here? What are you guys waiting for? Why can't you go to your load station? You know what? You need to refuel. Is this one engine train that just couldn't get the message? And that was, geez, that was starting to back up the main line again. That one train, he didn't realize he needed to refuel, but he did. All right. Yeah, I definitely think we're going to need to build some more depot trains soon. Anyway, let's get a few here. Hopefully these aren't going to get destroyed by a train coming in to refuel. I don't think so. Don't see any more trains coming to refuel. This is the one that just got refueled. You don't need to go to a depot. You just need to go load. Oh, here we go. There's a train coming right on in. Just make yourself at home. You know what? You don't... Oh, you actually did need to refuel. Okay, you're done with refueling. You can just go back to loading. You've got enough fuel for you now. You don't need any more fuel. All right. And let's make these battery trains. Battery. Of course we didn't make any battery trains before because we didn't have an unload station, so we couldn't, but now we can. Technically we could have made one after we made the mall station, but what the hell? What did I just do? I somehow blanked out that train. I had the train set up, and then I blanked it out. I don't know how that happened. What am I doing? What am I doing? Battery. Let's do this again. And maybe let's wait until the actual carriage is on before we try and copy and paste it. And load empty cargo. There should be bots. It's got to be bots traveling from across the map to get back here just to place this carriage. Or at least these have all been placed, so we're seeing a lot of goods being delivered, which is nice. Iron scrolls not being delivered, which is slightly concerning, but yeah, this guy's waiting for a depot. This guy's waiting for... Definitely low on depots at the moment. Okay. What are you doing? You're doing engines. Okay. I feel pretty good about this. If I do a T... Is that going to leave... It is going to leave a bunch of crap left behind, which we don't want. So get rid of all of that. Then we'll put a T there. And then we'll put another station there. Just a nice little depot station. Beautiful. Beautiful. And unfortunately, there's no real indication of when a train is missing a depot. I mean, we can look here and we could see, okay, depots is 33 out of 33. So that's a pretty clear indication. But, yeah. Oh, we're getting very close. We need 650 and we're getting very close. All right. Let's go back to the solar station. So I'm actually going to build a balancer here. So we want a 2 to 3. And move that back down to yellows. Okay. Alrighty. So the monosilicon. Gonna get a little bit spaghetti here, but it's alright. You can get a little bit spaghetti every now and then. So basics. What are you? What are you? Your steel. Your glass. Okay, so this is the only other one that we don't really need to uncurl. Alright, well, copper wire, we do need to uncurl quite a lot of it. This is 1.35. This needs approximately 30. So let's go all the way out here, because we need a lot of this stuff. Copper wire, uncurler. Okay, well that does 12. So need 3 of these per side. 1, 2, 3. And this one goes over here. And this one goes over here. All right. And that'll be enough to fill up a red belt if we ever decide to put red belts here. Okay. And takes 3, but these inserters can handle 3 now, which is very nice. Okay. Now we go into the halvesies area of the base. So it's going to need 15. So that's 1, 2, 3. And no, that's not the recipe we want. We have this one. So that's 15 each. And that needs to be glass. That down by 1. And then this is also going to need to be... Actually, we can do something like this. Beautiful. And then these should be above 5, which they are. Beautiful. Okay, done, 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 done. And give me some power, please. And that leaves just steel. And it looks like... that one guy is missing an inserter. How's steel going? Lack of power on the power poles, you say. Okay. That is absolutely fine. How's this going? Pretty much all the stations, well, quite a lot of them filled up. Still got to wait for that depot to be put down. Oh, I just realized we don't actually have a connection on the other side, so we completely cut this off. All of these poor trains are just like, where do I go now? That's right, the bots are on it. They are taking care of it. Okay. So, yeah, we just need steel now. I'm going to try and squeeze this in here. Just because it's nice if they're right next to each other. Because then we can go to just one place and just say, oh, are you working or... Alright. So 40 times 0.67 is approximately 24, 25. So I'm just gonna... It's kind of... We're kind of running out of room, aren't we? Alright. You need to be a little bit less in the way. Alright. 2... Don't quite have enough room. Can we do... No, don't have enough room for that either. How much steel does this make? 6. So we kind of do want 5 of these. Or 2 groups of 3. I say. Yeah, just like this one. 2 groups of 3. Just haven't quite... We got room here. Maybe this doesn't need to be here. I kind of really want it to be there, though. Alright, we're going to make it work. So you are... It's kind of awkward. It's very, very awkward. This is not too bad. Still a spaghetti nightmare, but... I don't know. I remember saying at some point that when we got to the proper base, we're not going to have any more spaghetti, but clearly that was a lie. And you are going to pick up... It doesn't quite work. That doesn't quite work either. Okay, that travesty of an inserter works. 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, we need to get this one into here. And we need it, I'm going to say 15 per second. There's a way to do that. Is an ugly way to do that, but actually let's do it like this. And this one will need to go up there. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? Ah, good morning, Billy. Thank you very much for the comment. Yeah, I'm very happy with the mega base as well. It's kind of, it's a very long run. I mean, look, we got blue signs in episode 29, and if we just kept with a main bus, we probably could have had blue signs at a decent rate by like episode 10 or something like that. Or episode 12, something like that. But I think it's worth it in the end. It's definitely worth it because, yeah. What is going on here? What did I select this for? I'm not looking at what research I select. Oh, we're not done with blue science. Are we done with blue science? It went so fast. It just all went so fast. Yeah. Oh, apparently we're done with it. Okay. Well, I was hoping to get a lot more, but then again, we did get a lot done. I mean, if we go to our map view, look at all of these different things that we unlocked. It's like an extra, maybe not 50%, but it's like 25% more stuff that we need right now. So, oh, 669. All right, that's what I'm talking about. That is the 650 that we need. So now it's time to drive over. And what do we need? Worker robot speed 3, worker robot speed 4. We need logistics silos, and we need inserter capacity bonus. So it's 150 plus 2 is 400, 450, 650. I think those are the 4 we said we're going to do. Tool belt would be nice. Bulk inserter capacity would be nice. But they're not as nice as the 4 we've picked. Logistics warehouses would be nice as well, but we're not using warehouses for any of that stuff at the moment, so I'm not too worried about it. And the good thing about doing everything with robots is by the time we get up there, our solar base will probably be fully built by the robots, and then we can actually go and check it out and see it working, maybe. I think the battery trains... Oh, God, there's trains starting to be everywhere. This is starting to get a bit more of a hectic base. Yeah. All right, let's go over here. Oh, I remember this area. I remember... Oh, as soon as we get blue bots, I swear to God, I am deleting every single train in the mega base. Eventually, we're going to concrete it. That's going to be a long, long, long project. That's going to take 1,000,000 years, but we're going to do it because it's not a real base unless you concrete it. Oh, God damn it, damn it. Driving through a forest on the train tracks, not a good idea. But we're getting close-ish. Are we getting close? I really don't know. Okay, we're getting close-ish. There we go. There go my bots off to help with the war effort. Ah, no, do not run into a rock on the train tracks. That's a very bad idea. Our red circuits. It's the silver wire. That's another thing we need to do, is fix up silver wire. It will mean we need to refactor the red circuit build a little bit. Oh, we're a bit early. Haven't quite reached the science build yet. Did every single one of my bots just go on vacation off to help with the war effort? It looks like they did. Alright. Okay, okay. And now we are in Mega Mall territory. It's ironic. This is called the Mega Mall episode, but I don't think we're actually going to do much in the Mega Mall. We could. I think what we'll do is we'll do some, whatchamacallit stuff. We'll set up a programmable blueprint. Alright. Go in here. So if I press Shift C, yeah, there we go. Beautiful. So I'll wait. I'm just going to sit here and wait for the bots to get back to me. So let's talk about the silver wire. That's not silver wire, that's glass. Here we go, silver wire. So, what we actually did is we unlocked... no, that's solder. Silver wire cores, there we go. So they take molten silver and molten copper. They do take level 2 strand casting machines, which we actually... I don't think we've made them yet. But that's not too bad. That's just using everything that we've already used for the level 2 of the other machines. So we could just do... oh, my farm is fully built. Fully backed up. Power is looking very nice. We're not actually using that much. The funny thing is, I think we did the math. this uses like 135 megawatts even when it's idle. So the fact that it's only using 165 at the moment. It looks like we are still turning on the farms. The farms are still turning on every now and then and giving us a huge boost of power, which I like to see. So no more brownouts for the foreseeable future, and probably no more brownouts ever, because once we get the solar fully up and running, we are going to go hard on putting solar panels everywhere. That's why I'm trying to make this as serious a build as possible. Okay. Still haven't got... We got an iron train. Where's my... Oh, I mean, we did turn steel off. Kind of. We just nuked that entire base. But it's nice to see these guys have some stuff going on. Ah, beautiful. What we were doing, we're in the middle of something. Or we're getting logistics stuff. So as soon as this research is done... Robots are already looking a little bit faster. Let's just watch this huge swarm as this research finishes off. 3, 4... Okay. They're looking a little bit faster now. They're looking like they actually have a mission that they need to get onto. Okay, it's nice. They're still going to look slow as from the map view because it's a huge map. But even from the map view, it still looks like they're going a bit faster. Which I like to see. Yeah, it looks like they're actually active. Instead of just like, you know, just half pay or just can be barely bothered to show up to work. They're just like, oh, I suppose if I have to. These guys look like they actually want to work. Like they actually want to do their jobs. Oh, God. Still needs a rest. Still needs a coffee break at the worst time. But there we go. And now these guys are up to 3.6 per second, and these guys are up to 5.7, so... I always forget... Well, I didn't forget it for some of these, but I forgot it for a lot of these. Shift in, shift in, shift in. That'll fix these. Excuse me. Power pole doesn't reach that high, so we have to do this. Really need to get that steel going, that steel back up. Okay. Looks like the steel is back up and running. And it looks like it's... Yeah, I'm not sure if we actually needed this many strand casting machines, but looking pretty good. And solar is, yeah, just waiting on a few power poles here and there. And a few inserters here and there. Okay, what's the deal with you? Somebody didn't make these longs. Okay. What we can do is we just grab that. Drag that all the way up. Alright. That is beautiful. It's still going to be extremely slow, but do we even want to constrain this? I don't think we do. Alright. Now what we can do, passive provider, boom, boom. Don't have any of those, but we'll get some soon. And then up here again, passive provider. Boom, boom. And then I think this would be a good time to, well, we can stay here for now. I think we can stay here. We're nice and close to them. Or we're actually in the mall, so that's very nice. But I think the first building that we want to build is going to be these substations. So, and we should have everything. Well, steel we need, advanced circuits we need, copper wire we've already got. And ironically, the way I actually want to make them all is by putting substations everywhere. But we obviously can't do that for the first set of buildings, so let's head over and start doing that. I'm not going to worry about silver wire right now. I'm going to get these substations going in the mall, and then afterwards it's going to be a little bit funky because you're going to need logistics robots up here, but that's fine. All right. So first things first. Need some red circuits, which is a little bit hard when the bots aren't delivering any. Where are my red circuits? Where are my red circuits? Slow on transistors because we're slow on silver wire. Okay, you know what? I think we're going to hit silver wire. I know I said I wasn't going to, but I think we have to. We could do a temporary fix, which is just sending this, making this one belt red. Because it would probably support it, but I think we just go for it. Yeah. Close all these off. That bloody tree. How did that tree get in the way? Well, that's not what I wanted to do. Let those all drain off. Let the base clear itself out, and then we'll go and we'll do a proper... Oh no, wait, to do a proper silver build, we did say we needed that new building. Which we can... I think we can squeeze it in here. But we also need the old one. We also need the old one. We need the tier 2 machine in order to make the tier 3 one. It's over here. You know what? You know what? Actually, no, you don't know what. I'm not going to drive all the way down there. I want to stay in the mall because that's where all the big things are happening. But what we do need... Where did I build the other ones? What I do want... So these guys take green circuits. So what I want is this. Oh, this one takes red circuits as well? Really? Huh. Okay. So it takes steel, green circuits, and red circuits. It shouldn't be too hard to find a place where we've got all three of those. We're not pulling red circuits up as much, but we may have to pull red circuits up somewhere else. Because I think this is the only spot we're pulling them up at the moment. Could do this. Oh, and we can just grab directly off that, assuming we can get to it. Assuming we can get to it. Alright, so you pick up there. You pick up there. You pick up and drop. Beautiful. That's a perfectly normal belt. And then this one is going to be there. Drop there. One, two. No, that doesn't quite work. Need to go all the way over here. And then you're going to pick up there and drop there. Alright, beautiful. Okay, fantastic. So now making these, putting them in a chest. That was surprisingly quick. Now, we need to make you guys. Okay. Offset like that. Do like that. Okay. Long. That might just be everything. That might just be everything we need. And then we put down one of our fancy new things. You drop there. You pick up there. You are only doing one. And you are requesting, for the first time in the history of our entire base, we are requesting 10 of these. There we go. A momentous occasion. And we're using it, for some reason we're using it to make strand casting machine 2s, but that's fine. I love how these inserters just go crazy when they're really long. Okay, that should be done. Silver. Alright. Still running, surprisingly. Still running. But once this entire base clears down, I think we can probably just copy and paste an existing base. Like this one right here is a beautiful example. What else are we doing? Solder. There we go. Where's our solder station? Is that right? Yeah. Well, actually, I'm not sure if that's this one works the same way. There's two different ways that they work. Silver wire coil. Yeah, it takes molten silver and molten solder. So you have to do two different liquids. Where did we do two different liquids? We did it a bit for tin, didn't we? Yeah. This monstrosity. We need one of these. Okay, gotta remember that. Gotta remember that we need the tin one. Jesus, this takes forever to clear out. Oh, look at it. All of these have got like hundreds of them in here, and the silver one's got hundreds. Okay, we'll just ignore that for now. Well, now that we got requested chests, can we start doing a bit of work on this? Getting this blueprint figured out. Let's see if we can do that. I'm gonna have to grab the chest from all the way across the map, but yeah, we could use substations. Do I want bulk? I kind of want bulk inserters. It depends. Like if we're making iron gears, then bulk inserters will be a lot helpful. I think I'll default to the bulk inserters for the inserter. We could put a power pole in there, or we could just rely on substations. Power poles are actually, they look a little bit uglier, but it means you can fit more assemblers in because you don't have to worry about substations. So maybe we'll just do that. Oh, look at that. Vehicle fusion reactor. Does that mean we can do our... We can't do a personal fusion reactor yet. That's what I'd really like, to be honest. Okay. So, let's do something simple. Iron gears. So, here's the thing. For normal goods, we'd probably want 10 times... I'm going to say... because we definitely don't want 60. Let's say, if we say 100 times to make 100 products. So let's say that's 300. Now there's going to be a way to parameterize this, which I'm not super familiar with. So we're just going to have to mess with it. Oh, and we also want this to be a single dot. And what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to manually adjust it for things like iron gears, but the vast majority of things is just going to be a single spot. Okay. So this is a parameter. Value 300. Ingredient of... Okay. Product. Drag that up. Ingredient of 0. Okay. So I think what we want is pn underscore I1. Okay. Okay. P1 underscore I1. Formula, okay. Let's give that a shot. So if we want to build brass gear wheels, this does 3. Okay, that's not... Technically that worked. It just didn't work the way I wanted. All right. Let's go ahead. Times 100. All right. Brass gear wheels. 300. Okay, that's beautiful. Now let's try it again. But this time we're going to select this. Yeah, see, it still only does the first one. Okay, so what we need is... Now we can't add parameters here. We just can't. So what I'm going to do is we're going to say 50, 50. I'm not sure what the maximum amount of goods that a particular thing requires, but I'm just going to put 10 in there. And 10 should be enough. 10 should be more than enough. All right. And what I'm hoping... Oh, that's a lot of parameters. Okay. What was this actually making? Product. Okay. Parameter ingredient of 0. Parameter ingredient of 0. Parameter ingredient of 0. Parameter ingredient of 0. We don't have as many of these formulas as I thought. Okay. Yeah. Why isn't it giving me counts for all the rest of them? Okay, there's no value. Okay, so we can get rid of that. Formula. PN P1 underscore I, was it P1 underscore I1 times 100 and 2 times 100 . Yeah, we're kind of missing it for the rest of them. So if we do this, and we say we want this, it kind of works. 100 wooden boards and 10 solder. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it's kind of, it's all very messy. It's not quite working the way it should. Is it maybe because I'm using the assembly machine 1s, assembly machine 2s, I should say. They have a limit of the amount of goods, the amount of things they can actually do. That's possible. That's definitely possible. Let's just make it for 5 at the moment. See if that makes it a bit better blueprint. And what we might have to do is we might have to redo this blueprint once we've got our top level assembly machines. So this is parameter product. So even now we've got that, a number, that, a number, that, a number, that, and a number. Is there a limit to the amount of parameters that you're allowed to have in these machines? 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. Let's go have a bit of a peek around and see what we can find. Max. Alright. Let's have a look at some of the bigger machines. Like that one takes, alright, so that one takes 6 ingredients. So already we're screwed because 6 doesn't seem to work. If we have a look, let's go have a look at some of the bigger, badder machines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's index 9. Or processing, that takes 4. This one was, it wasn't even any fluids. It was just all goods and stuff like that. 6, 5. All right, so we've already seen a machine that takes 9. I may have to do some research offline to figure this out. All right, let's... Can we select an item that we haven't researched yet? I'm trying to look for something really big. Not seeing anything really big at the moment. Let's just select... That's 6. That's 6. Oh, it's actually delivering a bunch of stuff. How about that? All right. How about that? Okay, parameter. Okay, you know what? Maybe it wasn't working because right now it's working. Maybe it wasn't working before because the actual ingredients weren't the actual things in the requested chest weren't actually ingredients of the thing that we're making, so it wasn't letting me do that. Parameter formula P1 underscore 1 times 100. Alright. Parameter ingredient of that number 2, parameter underscore 2 times 100. And that may have been causing the other thing where it was doing weird values. So parameter 4. I think we're on the right track now. All right. It was just something else like that. Formula 5 times 100. And yeah, once we actually have something that takes 9 ingredients, we'll redo this. We'll need to redo this blueprint later to have the better assembly machines anyway. All right. Okay. Create blueprint. All right. So we do something simple like iron gears. Done. Only 54. 354. I don't quite understand that. I don't quite understand that, but let's go for something a bit more complicated, like this. Yeah, that's not 100. This is 0.15. It's not 100. That's 54. That's like, it's about 40-ish. I wonder if it's complaining. I wonder if it doesn't like blueprint parameter multiply in formula. Okay, no, I'm doing it right. I'm doing it right. It's just not quite. Oh, I see. I see. It's doing something a little bit differently than what I thought. I thought it was saying the amount that it needs per second. So the 0.15 multiplied by blah. What it's actually doing is it's saying how, give it enough to run for a full 30 seconds. So we're giving it enough to run for 100 seconds at the moment. Okay. Which is kind of, yeah. Now hang on. No. All right. This is how much it uses per second. It uses 1.35 per second. And we're giving it enough to run for 100 seconds. So that's exactly the same thing. Third ingredient calculations. Okay, it's telling me that there's also this P0 underscore R. All right, let me just have a look here. What's P0 underscore R? All right, so we do P0. I'm not actually sure what this means, but we're going to put this in here and we'll see if that gives us what we need, because potentially okay, save blueprint. All right, get rid of that, put that down again. Okay, now we're getting even less. It didn't seem to have really fixed anything. I don't know why it's complaining about P1 underscore 3, because that's definitely the right value to be using. Get rid of that. Rocket capacity of P parameter in. Okay, it's not letting me control Z. Alright. Let's just get rid of this, because I don't feel like dividing is going to help. I want it to be a bigger number. Let's just save that for now. We can mess with that a little bit later, because right now it's confusing me. Maybe I'll mess with that offline. Let's see what I can do. All right. Got a bit of silver left over. That's fine. You all need to go. You need to go. You need to go. You guys all need to go. And this janky setup, which is somehow going underneath a power pole, definitely needs to go. Alright, so bots will take care of that. Let's go over to tin. So, we're going to have 2 red belts each of these guys. So, this is 10. So, let's go over to silver. And we've currently got them doing nicely. Alright, like so. Should be able to fit that in. And then again, although that one doesn't go under there, it goes under there. And there we go, Bob's your uncle. And then we just need, so that's going to be 10. So it's going to be 300 per second of each one. 300 per second of each one. So let's go grab this guy. Whack him right there. That seems pretty good. You, if we change this over to, well, we need to upgrade this. All right, now we change this over to silver wire coil. Takes 15. Okay, 15 per second. So how much did we say? We said that there we've got 10 times, there's 600 of each. Which means we need 40 of these. Currently got 15. Okay, that's not actually going because we haven't upgraded them yet, but that's easy as. And we just need an extra 5 on each side. Up the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. Okay. Once this entire mess gets sorted out, it should be good stuff. How are we looking down here? Beautiful. 10 ready to go. That is fantastic. And we got 87 of these guys left over, so we could do logistics warehouses or something like that if we really wanted to. These bots, they definitely look faster on the map, but it definitely did take them still a while to get here. So I think I'm really just going to push bots as hard as I can. We're going to get level 2 bots, which is, well, we already unlocked level 2 bots right over here. There should be a nice boost to the speed, and then they just take stuff we already have, pretty much. Flying robot frame Mark II is stuff we already have, so we can easily make that. Robotics 3 takes the lithium ion batteries and titanium plates and processing units. So that'll be a bit of a stretch to get that. But the good thing is it takes a logistics robot 2 to make a logistics robot 3. So by upgrading, by not waiting for 3, by going straight to 2, we're not actually wasting any robots. So that's beautiful. Okay. Okay, fantastic. How's our solar base doing? All right. Got plenty of accumulators actually coming out. Wow, 2.7k. What's the deal with you guys? Glass. Why do you not have glass? You should have glass. I was making plenty of glass. What's happening with glass? Glass is full. Glass is full. I do not have any trains for glass. Okay, that is a problem. What's your deal? Nothing. No. Okay. Apparently how many battery trains did I have? Because I could have sworn I made... Yeah, see, this is the problem. I made a battery train. And I thought I set it up correctly, but I didn't. And then somehow it just... Damn it. Alright. Now you can also be a battery train. And we're definitely going to need a few battery trains. Alright, let's go back. So we need glass trains to make solar panels. Shouldn't take too long to get that done. Yeah, silver is going to be a bit of a pain for a while, but let's actually... This is starting to look a little bit patchy over here. Should probably do a little bit more effort in actually closing up these blocks. Especially like this block not being closed up is an absolute travesty at this point. But yeah, I do like the fact that everything else appears to be running here. All we're waiting on is the glass. And the accumulators, pretty good. Now, we've done a little bit of messing around here. We got something usable. I'm going to say it's something usable. So, let's go ahead and do a very simple build. So we're going to be uncoiling the copper wire, and then we're going to be making the substations. Alright. Yep. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, we also need something uncoiling the steel. That's a little bit low, so I'm actually going to move those guys up a little bit. Yep. Steel coils. Steel wire things. Okay, beautiful. And yeah, that works. That definitely works. You can go away. You don't need to be there anymore. Right. Now, can we actually... We're still missing red circuits. And we're still missing steel. How is that possible? I mean, steel we fixed up. I'm pretty sure we fixed it up. We did fix it up. Where's my steel ingots? Why are you not creating steel ingots? Out of iron ingots. Why are we out of iron ingots? We're not. How are you creating 6 full trains of iron ingots, and yet my steel setup has 0 of them? How is that possible? You guys are just lazy as. We're going to have to start putting down some mad red belts everywhere. Yeah, I think we're going to have to do that. The bots are not too busy at the moment. They're doing okay. So here's what I think we do. Let's start off. We'll upgrade all of these because these are Givelite. And Givelite is one of the 2 ingredients that are necessary to make iron ore. And then we'll also do the sapphirite. I'm not sure if we need to do the entire thing, but we'll do the entire thing. That's sapphirite. And then iron ore. Done. And then iron ingots. Kind of overtaxing the amount of red belts we need, because obviously we haven't got a ton of them, but yeah. I like how oh, I think I already did that. I was about to say the bots already did that, but I think I put down pretty much all of these. Alright. You know what? Let's just make it easy on ourselves because yeah. Let's make that a red chest, and then I'm going to request every single logistics science in the entire world, and then we're going to get warehouse research. Where is it? Logistic. We already got logistics silos. I want there we go. Logistics warehouses. 79. There was there 65 in there? I feel like there weren't actually. Oh, there's 87. Okay, beautiful. That should be enough. We could put a couple of requested chests. I know what we need to do is get red circuits over here and get flying robot frames, and we've fully automated pink science, but I don't think there's anything else we really need. I mean, inserter bonus, inventory bonus, robot cargo size would be nice for the new mall. But I have a feeling after we get solar fully fleshed out, we may just push for like pink science, get like 2 or 3 more stations. Because yeah, I mean, we need a flying robot frame station, brass chests we can make on site, and then these we'll probably make on site. The biggest thing is we need a brass station and an aluminium station, and we haven't even got aluminium ingots yet, so that'll be something. Yeah. Brass, bronze, aluminium. Get rid of that. We've got the solar station. How's our depot looking? Very full. If we have a look at trains, stations, depot 39 out of 44. Okay. We could do with another one of those. What are you doing? Yeah, you're not going to need the space. You're definitely not going to need the space. T. Beautiful. And then station. Beautiful. And then copy and paste all of these. Beautiful. And again, train limiter 1. That's fantastic. Right. And then we're just waiting on the belts. And you're waiting on steel gears. I suppose we did spend a bunch of those as well, but they should be filled up pretty quickly. We've already used all of those that we needed to. Which is surprising that they went so fast, but yeah. Steel is starting to look a little bit shaky. Where are we using all this steel? We're using a bunch of it over here somewhere. Maybe for roboports, I don't know. But that seems to have cleared up. And then the rest goes in here. Okay, so it should sort itself out fairly soon. Thankfully, all of this is still in a robot network, so... And... these fast bulk inserters, they're now up to 24 per second. So a couple more researchers and they will be able to handle a full red belt. And these guys can definitely... these are fast bulk inserters, right? Fast bulk inserters do a terrible job when they're on when they're taken off a belt. When they're taking chest to chest or chest to train, they're extremely fast, but they slow down a lot when you're doing belt related stuff. Okay, so these guys are going to take a while. The steel... come on, guys. Give me a bit of steel here. No. No. Oh, this is still the same problem, isn't it? Okay, well, we're starting to see some stuff at the moment. And eventually this will become red. It'll just take a little while because productivity of belts is not great. We're doing like 3 per minute. 3 per minute. Okay, now we're doing 7 per minute is still terrible. I mean, for the build we made, I mean, we are doing a lot of undergrounds as well. Granted. Yeah. So that's 1.5 per second. And these guys, if we were giving them enough steel, they should be doing 6 per second. We could start upgrading the steel belt. Just, yeah. You know what? It's kind of putting the cart before the horse because... but we are in the process of upgrading steel. So I don't feel too bad about doing this. Because as soon as we finish upgrading this, we'll go ahead and we'll upgrade the rest of the steel production. And then that'll make it a little bit better. But you kind of have to... you have to upgrade steel to make more steel. In a way. Oh, no. No, we don't want to do that. There we go. Who would have thought one of the first belts that we'd be upgrading to red belts in the starter base would be steel? Just crazy. Okay. Upgrade these guys. Should be 6. Six, 12, 18, 24, and then 30. And like that. Alright, fantastic. Fan-friggin-tastic. Oh, almost reaching the 2-hour mark, but I don't necessarily have to stop. Because I'm not sure if I'm actually going to do a stream every day this week. I might. Might end up doing it, but we'll see how we go. Alright, that definitely required a lot of undergrounds to finish that off. But, yeah, let's see what we're doing here. Yeah, I think we upgrade this to be red as well. Upgrade that to be red. And then we can upgrade these two to be red. This one, I don't think we need to worry about it being red. I don't think that's going to make any difference. But these two, And silicon should be able to handle it, and steel should be able to handle it after we finish doing the upgrades. All right. So let's go back to solder. We never set up the glass. What do you mean inventory is full? How did I get all of this crap? Go away. Go away. Why do I have 400 silver plate in my inventory? That is just terrifying. Red circuits, yeah. It's just not getting them. It's just not getting them. What was I doing? So glass trains. That's right, glass trains. We need some glass trains. All right. And that means solar should be good. Looks like batteries are having a little bit of trouble. Because, of course, they require steel. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, somebody's sending me a pingamy bob. No, never mind. Just some place I bought something off asking me for a review of something. It's all good. So we're just going to sit back and wait for that to happen. Eventually, enough belts will be built. Looks like it stopped yanking so much steel off or whatever else it was building. The vast majority of the steel is making it all the way over to here. So that should speed things up a little bit. And especially when this backs up, then we should be in a really good position. Because, yeah, already finished with the splitters, and we just... Oh, we still actually need undergrounds. Still need a bunch of them. All right, well, I guess that'll take a while. But that is unfortunately slowing down steel, but steel is known. And then we need advanced circuits, which means we need silver. All right, let's get the silver finished off. Make a nice little layered approach so when these ones match up. Okay. Done like that. So we're going to have silver. I think we need to upgrade these. Well, maybe not unfortunate, but... Does that mean we need less of them then? Because 3, 10... So that is 30. Okay. Oh, it will upgrade it to 4.5. 4.9 and 27. Okay, so we only need 7 per row. So we can get rid of those. And we can't actually change the recipe until we've upgraded them. So let's just get rid of them and let's just put down the actual ones that we want. And that's going to be molten silver. And technically we did need to upgrade the molten copper ones as well, but do it just for the hell of it. All right. Molten copper is now on the bottom row, so that matches up with that. So on the bottom row, which matches up with that. Okay, so these guys look good. How do we get power across to here? That one looks nice. That one should do it. We got water in the pipes already. 15 times 40 is 600, so that's more than capable. And, oh, we're just one off. We're just one off. Okay, we have to do it. We have... No, we don't. We don't. Because I don't want to... If we move it, we're going to have to move this water pump. And it's going to be all sorts of mess. So I'm just going to do a nice little dog leg here. Oh, God, it's so cringe. It's so cringe. No, we're going to have to move it. We just have to move it. Look, it's just a thing that has to happen. I think we got enough room before we hit the power poles. Yeah. Has to be done. I'm sorry, but it just has to be done. Landfill. It's going to slow down our substation production by a fair amount, but there's some things that just have to be done. Okay. How does that work? Now this connects directly to the power pole, which is beautiful. All those guys will go down again. Okay, fantastic. Now the bot should take care of everything. We could make these red belts as well, but it's all good. Now here's the interesting bit, right here. This is no longer... We need to rename this station. So I'm going to do this to be a silver wire coil. And normally this would screw over the trains, but in this case we actually want to screw over the trains. Yeah. Load and unload. So we're going to go to that one unload station that they have. I believe there's only... Oh, there is two actually. There's two. Well, there only needs to be one. Station unload. Silver coils. And then... all of this stuff can just be blown away because we definitely do not need... actually, silver coils. It's 4 to 1. Yeah, okay, so we definitely don't need that. And then copy and paste, that reverts back to a default. Although apparently it still kept some of its old train limiting behavior, but whatever. So 0.85. Oh, I'm gonna have to do some quick maths again. I lost all my maths for the advanced circuits, but yeah, let's see. We got 42 machines. Actually, let's just go from the red circuit. So we're making 2 red belts of red circuits. Technically, we're calculating on 45. So that means it was 180 transistors per second. 180 divided by 5 is 36 times 3 is 108. So we need 108 silver wire per second. 108 divided by 4 is 27. All right. Alright, so we've got 2 silver wires going up here, 2 silver wires going out there. So pretty much what we need is these. We need 4 red belts of silver wire going into these 4 places. That's a little bit awkward. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go hard left here. Could even get rid of that power pole if we really wanted to. I think I will. Go hard left. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's going to be 4 red belts. And I know I got rid of the last power pole, but I think I'm just going to leave this one here. Okay. We could get rid of this one as well. I think we can survive getting rid of this one. As long as we don't get rid of any more, then we should be fine. And then we do the same thing over here. And remember, these are all designed to be converted. How much does this produce? 12 per second. All right, so we only need 3. And needs 3 per second, which we can now do with a single inserter. These can do over 10 each, so that's fine. Even though they can't do the full 12, they can still handle it. Okay, and then horizontal, and then... Oh, and we've already got power hooked up already. Okay, so when we upgrade all these to red belts, they will produce 4 full red belts off this 1 red belt of silver wire, which is still... I thought we crashed over this one already. Station unload. Silver wire coil. Yeah, there we go. All right, trains with this stop. So now you are load and unload with the silver wire coils, which is beautiful. And now we're just waiting for stuff to happen, and stuff is not going to happen because we need a pipe extension. But once we've got our pipe extension, we should be good. I really want to move this over here so it's not underneath the other one. It's just a bit of aesthetic, and this one, move it over a bit as well. It's all about the aesthetics. Aesthetics are very, very important. You are totally dead, aren't you? Alright. And now it's got to water fill this chunk, so there's a small chance that it might just die again, but should be fine. We did have 2 belts of silver wire, 2 yellow belts of silver wire going through. Fed off 1 belt of yellow belt of silver wire from the station. Now we've got 4 belts of silver wire, 4 yellow belts available. And so we've basically just doubled our advanced circuit. And once we upgrade this to red belts and the advanced circuits to red belts, then we've doubled it again, which is nice. What is this? What are you doing, and why aren't you doing it? Coke. How the hell are we out of Coke? We have never run out of Coke before. I mean... Are these guys actually backing up on the wastewater? Are you really backing up on the wastewater? I think they're backing up on the wastewater. Okay, well that's an easy fix. Four more and 4 more again. Not sure if that's going to give us enough coke, but that'll definitely solve that problem. You know what? I don't like that too much. If we just do it like this... Nah, can't. Doesn't quite work. Alright, so you have to have those power poles there. God, at this point I just want to put some red circuits in here myself. But we're pretty close. Steel is going to be looking pretty... We've still got a massive amount of these missing red belts. And I feel like this is going to be another... Okay, we're out of steel. Are we actually out of steel, or is this an upgrade problem? No, we're actually out of steel. Actually out of steel. We're still making steel, right? No, we're not. We're out of steel ingots. Because we're out of iron ingots. That's lead. Because, well, we're not out of iron ingots. We're just slow. I guess this process has taken a ton of... Look at that. 4 full belts. None for steel, but 4 full belts over here producing this iron stuff. Yeah. We desperately need to upgrade these all to red belts. And these all to red belts. And then we'll get... I'm not going to say an unlimited amount of steel, but we'll have a huge amount of steel. And once we got a huge amount of steel, then we can make more red belts and upgrade everything in the entire system to be red belt. So we could even have an overpowered red belt creation system in the mall, which would be nice. Okay. I forgot to actually drop these sciences off, so let's go and do that. And then I think we'll probably be finished off fairly soon. We did some mall stuff. We did the most important stuff in the mall. All right, my Control C isn't working. All right. Well, that didn't mean to do that. Let's just chuck some of them here, chuck some of them there. All right. That should be enough to get logistics warehouses done. Don't need that anymore. And yeah. Oh, that's another thing we need. Military science. I think we want military science next. First, let's see the beautiful... Alright, so we got glass. We got solar panels. Very nice. Not a lot of these guys, actually. Did we messed up? Yeah, we messed up. Alright. Shift in. Shift in. No wonder it's messing up. Okay. That's going to be a lot better. So that belt was messed up. Every other belt looks fine. Batteries are dead probably because of steel, so we won't worry about those. 734. 3.1k. Okay, they do build fast. They fill up these chests pretty fast when they get going. Unfortunately, the problem with upgrading belts like this is you don't see any real improvement until every single belt is upgraded, which is annoying. There's a lot of things going all over the place. Crushed stone still looks like we don't have a lot of that, which is good because it means it's getting recycled. And if we have a look at our big old process up here, looks like it's got enough crushed stone, so that's beautiful. And now we can start to make these guys. Unfortunately, warehouse, steel plate, advanced circuit. So I don't think we even have got warehouses automated. But that is fine. Yeah, robot speed, I think it takes yellow science to get the next one. Yeah, yellow science and then space science after that. Yellow science, I don't think we're going to hack together, even though it would be nice. Yeah, we haven't even unlocked yellow science. Why haven't we unlocked this? Okay, we need to make a little bit of titanium. How much does that actually unlock? Low density structures. I mean, I thought for a sec there'd be a huge chain of things that only required blue. Like there is, okay, you know what? There is a bit. Crystal splinter processing. You know what? Actually, I'll kind of want a lot of this. There's a decent bit of here. Stuck behind 50 farm science. Okay, give me some farm science, please. 200. All right. I have a feeling that we have 200. It's all in here, isn't it? It's all in there. I'm pretty sure we have 50 there. Okay, let's turn that around. Let's make that a request to chess. And then desert. How many gardens do we have? We have one desert garden. That's only going to produce 16. So I have a feeling that we would need to go down and manually grab all that stuff. Oh boy. Alright. I think we do that and get that trickled off. And then I think we'll do that. And then we'll clarify that the silver is working okay. And then that'll be the end of the stream. Because I really do have to get going pretty quickly. Like, I have to leave the house probably in about 10 minutes. So, yeah. We'll do those two things and then we'll stop the stream. And we'll go on to something else. And by something else, I mean something in the real world. And of course, I get stuck in the trees and on a rock and on everything. I get stuck on everything these days. I'm going to try and remember where all the really big stations are. Because if I try and drive through advanced circuits, I'm just going to get screwed. So we're going to keep over this side and we're going to go through red circuit boards. Because that's a little bit less scary. Although there's still trees everywhere. Any silver wire coils made it down here yet? No, doesn't look like it. That's alright. And now I think if we just go down this way, other than trees, I think we should be fine. Oh, no, that power pole just got completely demolished. Well, we're fine, but the power pole clearly isn't. Okay. What the hell were we making up there? Oh, that was the solar station. Oh god, they were overgrown. Overgrown like crazy, and we're being funneled back towards the railway lines as much as we try and avoid them. Yeah, I think once we get down to the starter base, we're just going to grab all the logistic and agricultural science and we'll just put it in the network and we'll get a requester chest up there to take care of it so we don't have to drive all the way back up to the mega mall again. Okay, almost there, almost. Who would have thought cars, they're so fast, but in this base they just take forever to get anywhere. Maybe that's what I need. Maybe that's what I need, my own personal train, and it just goes back and forth between the starter base and the mega mall. That's not a bad idea. I don't really have time to do it right now, but I'll put a note. Because that would be very, very helpful. Alright. Personal train multi-starter. Okay, beautiful. Alrighty. Request a chest. Oh, passive provider, I should say. Go in there. That is 56, and we need exactly, how much was it? Module. No, we want efficiency module 2s, which take crystal splinter. Which takes this, which unlocks a whole bunch of stuff. Alright. And that takes 50 science. Alright, so. Give me this. You're going to take 200 of that. and 200 of that. And you just could have put it in that one lab, which should be good enough. And we got to wait for the requested chest to actually get placed before anything happens. All right. Let's do a quick sanity check. That's not it. So this is still dry simply because not enough iron ingots going around. And we should probably stop watching this. Actually, we should keep watching this. What's going on here? Coke. Coke. Why are we suddenly having so many problems with Coke? Why are we suddenly having so many problems with... Oh, it's the water. It's the water. Okay, so the water was backed up or not running. All of these other guys are good, though. They all have the correct fluids in the correct places. So that should be fine. We should be getting silver wire coils anytime soon. Bots, please go ahead and get all of that stuff. Hold up a sec. I thought for a second one bot took out 40, but it was just a whole bunch of bots on top of each other. Okay, that's better. You are problematic. Okay, that's better. And then over on advanced circuits, over here, this train should be beautiful. Should be beautiful. And I think that's it. Get rid of these end belts just because I don't like them, but that should be it. I think we are pretty much finished. We're not going to see silver wire calls actually being created unless we wait for another 5 minutes, because that's just how things are. Things are just slow, and then the water pump screws you over, and it takes 5 minutes for the bots to get back out there. Although it should take a lot less time because the bots are so much faster now, but it still takes a while. It always takes a while for everything to happen. Soon, and look at this. I mean, what are our level 1 bots at the moment? A total of 35 kilometers per hour. And eventually, we're going to end up with robots that are about 90. And that's not even including extra robot research. So these are about 35. We're going to end up with like 200, 300 kilometers per hour robots, like 10 times faster than this. There's just going to be zoom. And that is what I'm really looking forward to. All these robots, somewhere in here is a robot with a pump who's going to save all of our lives. And the solar still going good, 1.5k. So in the time that we've just been faffing around, we've already got enough to do 2 of these and 4 of these based purely on accumulators. But the batteries are well and truly dead because of steel. So I think next episode we're going to make a bigger push to do a lot more upgrading. We're going to, obviously we've already upgraded steel, and hopefully with this being a red belt soon-ish, we should be creating red belts a lot quicker, which I'm hoping. I'm hoping that's what will happen. And then we can really start upgrading everything. One of the other things I think we probably need to upgrade is red circuits, because they're always, well, they've always been slow due to silver wire. So when silver wire is fixed, then we're going to see exactly how slow the advanced circuits are. I'm looking at these little yellow dots and I'm like, is that a robot coming to deliver my water? Is it? Yes or no? There it is. There it is. All right, there it is. One lone robot. I think we can wait for this robot. Actually, no. We're going to wait for the robot, but we're not going to wait for the silver wire to get to advanced circuits because we just can't. We just don't have the time. We just do not have the time. I'm not late, but I'm actually, when is it? When is it? Yeah, we're getting close to being late, so that's all right. We'll wait for the water to get in. I'm going to see a full belt of silver start to come out, and then we're going to stop the stream and say goodbye. Come on. Stupid bot. Have you stopped for lunch somewhere? I mean, we upgraded the speed, and they're definitely going faster, but it's still so slow because our base is just so big and so spread out. But. Assuming that steel gets itself fixed up, and assuming that this pushes red circuits forward, then we'll have substations. In the next episode, we're going to start to place down these solar blocks everywhere. Just like, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12 solar blocks. We'll just go nuts. All right, we got the water. All these are turning on. Our producers 4 at a time. That's nice. Of course, it does have a lot of built-up fluid, so it's going to really fill up the belt straight away. But yeah, that is 2 red belts of silver wire right there. All right. We're done. I got to head off. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys probably tomorrow, but we'll see how we go. All right, so catch you guys later. Have a good one, and yeah, I'll see you later.